Your flag disrupts standards, Carter. Russell Vance's words hit like a stripped bolt, jarring the quiet of my Crestwood property. My pulse spikes, but my hands stay steady on the wrench. I'm Wade Carter, 42, retired engineer tinkering with a gate on my 30-acre plot. The Crestwood HOA just tore down my American flag. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment. This one's a firestorm. I'm at my workshop, air thick with oil, metal tang, when Owen Blake's call lands. Wade, he says, voice tight. They took your flag. I grab my keys, the 1994 property covenant in my pocket, and head to the flagpole site. The fields stretch wide, air heavy with dust, earth. A notice nailed to a post claims my flag violates community aesthetics. My dad, Bryce Carter, 68, built that flagpole, its steel a symbol of his patriotism. Russell Vance, HOA leader, 50S, sly in a polished suit, stands by the empty flagpole, its creak sharp in the breeze, flanked by two enforcers in khaki, their Crestwood HOA inspector badges glinting. The notice's ink is stark, accusing me of visual disruption. I scoff, my engineer's instincts sharp. This flagpole's on my land, I say, stepping close. Russell's smirk is cold, his aftershave crisp. Comply, Wade, he says, voice sharp, or lose more. His enforcers nod, one gripping a clipboard like it's authority. Sheriff Owen Blake, badge shining, shifts nearby, uneasy. You took my dad's flag, I say, voice low, on my property. Bryce stands beside me, eyes fierce, despite his age. The notice claims the flagpole's HOA regulated, a lie. My grandfather's 1994 covenant proves our rights. Russell's goons hit while I was in Spokane consulting on a project. My friend Nolan Hayes, a vlogger exposing HOA scams, owes me for a past deal. Russell doesn't know my leverage yet. I steady Bryce, my hand on his arm. This is our flagpole, I whisper. He nods, jaw set. The field air bites, the pole's metal cool. Owen looks away, conflicted. My phone buzzes, a text from RV. Back off, Carter, it reads. My chuckle is dry, edged. They're bold but sloppy. I'm planning a billboard-sized flag on their fence, big enough to make their rules choke. They just sparked a fight they can't win. I face Russell, voice iron. You took my flag on my land, I say. Big mistake. His eyes flicker, but he's smug, thinking he's won. I guide Bryce back to the truck, his steps firm. The Crestwood fields roll vast, the flagpole stark against the dawn. My grandfather's words echo, stand for it, Wade. I will. Russell's fake HOA thinks they can bully us, forge rules, erase Bryce's legacy. They don't know I've got Nolan's vlog, a monster flag plan, my fight. They're about to learn. I guide Bryce back to his Crestwood house, Russell Vance's threat. Back off, Carter, searing my mind like a shorted circuit. The HOA notice nailed to the flagpole post stings like a misaligned bolt. The 30-acre plot sprawls dark, the flagpole's steel unyielding. Bryce's eyes, fierce but worn, drive my resolve. Ever had someone spit on your family's pride? Drop a comment. This fight's personal now. I'm Wade Carter, 42, retired mechanical engineer. For 20 years I designed systems, solved problems, made sure every gear turned true. Now I manage our family's land, a 30-acre plot my grandfather claimed in 1980, a haven of fields and pride. He'd sit me by the workbench, teaching me to calculate loads, weld joints, stand for what's ours. Wade, he'd say, voice rough as steel, this land's our soul, keep it free. Bryce learned the same, raising that flagpole with him, a beacon of patriotism. The truck rumbles down the dirt path, Bryce silent beside me. The air smells of oil, faint weld from a neighbor's project. Russell's HOA yanked our flag while I was in Spokane, consulting on a bridge design. Weeks away and they branded it a violation. My grip tightens on the wheel, anger surging like a snapped cable. My buddy Nolan Hayes runs a vlog exposing HOA scams, owes me for a deal that saved his shop. Russell doesn't know that yet, that's my edge. Bryce's flagpole isn't just steel, it's our blood. We move to Bryce's study, shelves heavy with old schematics. My fingers trace the 1994 property covenant, its edges worn but solid. Crestwood plot, owned by Carter Properties, it reads. No HOA control, no rules. Russell's notice, citing aesthetics, is a sham. I sit, the covenant firm in my hands. Bryce fought off land grabbers in the ADS, their offers piling like rust. He taught me and Nolan to stand firm, outsmart threats. Bryce is shaken, but he's tough. The flag removal isn't just an attack on my pole, it's a strike at our roots. His voice shakes. I raised that flag, he says. I nod, throat tight. The notice hit when I was in Spokane. Russell's betting on fear, on fake rules. My phone sits nearby, his text glowing. Back off, Carter. Doubt creeps in. Are they watching the house? The fields outside stand quiet, but my instincts scream they're close. I grab a flashlight, its weight grounding to check the flagpole. The yard air bites, the pole's metal cool. Russell called Bryce a disruptor, but I know every weld, every bolt he set. My engineer's eye spots flaws like a bad design. The flagpole, Bryce's pride is targeted. Russell's banking on our fear, but I've got Nolan's vlog, the law on my side. Bryce's words guide me. Hold it, Wade. I will. I steady Bryce, his gaze fierce. I'm in, son, he says. I nod, handing him a flashlight. The covenant is in my pocket, Bryce's voice in my head. Keep it free. Russell's fake HOA thinks they can threaten Bryce, scare me, erase his work. They're mistaken. I'm an engineer, Nolan's ally, wired to fix what's broken, dismantle what's false. My family's flagpole is ours. They started this fight, but I'll end it with Bryce beside me, our steel strong. I'm at the Crestwood flagpole site. Russell Vance's threat, back off, Carter, pulsing like a seized gear in my mind. The notice, nailed to the post, stings like a bad weld. The fields lie dark, the pole's metal unyielding. Bryce's eyes, fierce but rattled, ignite my fury. Ever had someone target your family's pride? Drop a comment, Russell's picking a fight he'll regret. Dawn breaks, cold and sharp. A khaki-clad enforcer, badge-reading Crestwood HOA inspector, slaps a new notice on the post, its weight heavy in my hand. $50,000, 0 cents, fine for aesthetic violations, it reads. I'm Wade Carter, 42, retired engineer in this flagpole. Bryce's legacy is no eyesore. This is my property, I bark, stepping close. The enforcer, wiry, mirrors Russell's sly grin. Pay up, Carter, or lose more, he says. His badge is cheap, like a flimsy bracket. Show me the rule, I snap, my engineer's eye catching their bluff. He fumbles, eyes darting, then retreats, muttering threats. I drive to town, Bryce beside me, silent but alert. The hardware store hums, but neighbors dodge my gaze. Old man Dunn, who welded with Bryce, turns away. Russell's lies have spread, painting Bryce as reckless, me as trouble. A sign outside screams Crestwood HOA, preserve our harmony. My blood surges like a blown fuse. They're claiming Bryce's flagpole, his pride, like it's theirs. I spot Nolan Hayes, 32, blogger exposing HOA scams, filming by the bolts aisle. Wade, he says, voice low. Heard about Bryce, got dirt. I nod, clutching the 1994 covenant. Meet me later, I say. Noon brings 2 more enforcers to the flagpole, tools out, citing visual violations. I grab my tablet, pulling Bryce's welding logs. Your rules are junk, I say, pointing to their flawed citations. This pole's bolted tight. Touch it, and your claims snap like cheap steel. My voice is iron, 20 years of engineering precision cutting through. The burly one glares. Russell says you're done, he growls. I stand firm, wrench in hand. Touch Bryce's pole, and you're finished. They slink off, but I spot fresh scratches on the pole's metal. Sabotage as blatant as a bad blueprint. My phone rings, a client, voice tense. Wade, HOA called, said you're trouble. Might drop your contract. My teeth grind. Russell's hitting my engineering gigs now. I storm to the flagpole, the field air thick with dust, heat. The pole's bolts, scratched and loosened, scream tampering. Paranoia claws me. Are they rigging it to fall? I set a trail cam in the brush, its lens sharp as a laser. My grandfather taught me to cover every angle, and I'm covering now. At Bryce's, another notice scars the post, cease flag use or face seizure. Russell's signature bold, Bryce's fists clench, his voice low. They can't do this, Wade, he says. I nod, hand on his arm. Nolan's vlog could shatter this fraud. Russell doesn't know our tie. I see Bryce, hands steady on those welds, teaching me to stand, to build. His flagpole's our blood. Russell's HOA is a shaky rig, and I know, rigs, I'll break his. I meet Nolan at the diner, coffee and grease thick in the air. Russell's running a racket, he says, showing online posts about forged HOAs. I slide him the covenant. They're faking rules, I say. Bryce's flagpole's the start. Nolan's eyes spark. Let's gut 'em, he says. My phone buzzes, a text from RV. Stop now or Bryce pays. The diner's hum fades, my pulse loud. Russell thinks he can scare me. Threaten Bryce, ruin his work. He's wrong. I'm an engineer, Nolan's ally, and this flagpole's mine. I'll dismantle his lies wide open. Russell Vance's threat, stop now or Bryce pays, pulses like a frayed wire in my mind. The trail cam footage of his goons scratching the flagpole's metal fuels my anger, a spark ready to ignite. The Crestwood fields lie dark, the poles steel unyielding. Bryce is asleep, his grit my anchor. Ever had neighbors turn on you? Drop your HOA nightmares below. Russell's poison is spreading fast. I head to town, the 1994 Covenant in my pocket, its paper rough as sanded steel. The hardware store buzzes, but faces dodge me. Old man Miles Dunn, who welded with Bryce, slips behind a shelf. Two guys from the HOA's new lots point, muttering. Russell's lies have taken hold, branding Bryce a troublemaker, me a disruptor. My jaw tightens, my engineer's instincts flaring. I know every bolt in that flagpole, every weld Bryce set. Russell's fake HOA is a wobbly frame, and I'll tear it down. Outside, I spot Nolan Hayes, 32, his camera rolling, capturing the town's tension. He's a vlogger exposing HOA scams, his lens sharper than my best caliper. Wade, he says, voice hushed. Your story's hitting big online. I show him the covenant, the 1994 proof that the flagpole's mine. Russell's notice is a scam, I say. Nolan nods, gaze sharp. Meet me at my place, he says. We'll plan. Suspicion gnaws. Are Russell's goons tailing us? The air smells of metal, mistrust, but Nolan's a fighter, like me. I drive to Miles Dunn's shop, a neighbor who's battled zoning disputes. His office reeks of ink, old steel. Russell's got folks scared, Miles says, voice gruff as a rusted hinge. He's claiming your flagpole's HOA property. He hands me a 1994 zoning map, its lines matching my covenant, proving my pole's untouchable. They tampered with Bryce's bolts, he says. Check the welds. My blood surges. My grandfather trusted Miles, and so do I. Thanks, I say. Keep this quiet. His nod is firm as a steel beam. At the flagpole, the field air bites, heavy with dust, oil. The bolt scratched a half-inch deep, bare fresh marks. My trail cam footage, checked on my tablet, shows two khaki-clad goons loosening bolts at midnight, their faces caught in starlight. My pulse races. This is theft, bold and vicious. Bryce's flagpole, his pride, is what Russell's scheme hinges on. I save the clip, my instincts screaming louder than a drill. I slip into Russell's fake HOA meeting at the town hall, the air thick with polish, control. Russell stands at a podium preaching neighborhood harmony. Crestwood must comply, he says, smirking like he's welded a perfect seam. The crowd nods, cowed by his fines, his threats. I stand, holding the zoning map. This proves my flagpole's mine, I say, voice steady as a level. You tampered with Bryce's bolts, murmurs ripple, faces uneasy. Russell's eyes narrow. Sit down, Carter, he snaps. Sheriff Owen Blake by the door, shifts, badge glinting, trapped in Russell's grip. Seth Parker, a neighbor, speaks up, voice low. I saw them at Bryce's flagpole, he says. The room tenses, eyes darting. Russell slams his clipboard. Meeting over, he barks. His goons glare, hands twitching. Seth's nod to me is subtle, a spark of defiance. He's risking Russell's wrath, like Bryce did. I leave, the field air cold, whispers fading. My phone buzzes, a text from RV. Keep pushing, and Nolan Hayes won't help. My blood chills, Russell knows about my ally. The fields loom, but I'm ready to bolt his lies apart. Russell Vance's threat, keep pushing, and Nolan Hayes won't help, hums like a jammed gear in my mind. The trail cam footage of his goons scratching my flagpole's bolts fuels my resolve, hot as a welder's torch. The Crestwood fields lie still, the poles steel unyielding. Bryce is asleep, his grit my anchor. Ever had a bully try to bury your legacy? Drop a comment. I'm Wade Carter, 42, retired engineer, and I'm digging for truth now. I meet Nolan at the county records office at dawn, the air thick with musty files, coffee's tang. Nolan, 32, a vlogger slicing through HOA scams, boots up his laptop, fingers swift. Russell's forging claims, he says, pulling up a 2023 A amendment tied to Cole Ramsey, a clerk who vanished last year. It lists my flagpole as HOA controlled, a lie as flimsy as cheap alloy. I hold up Miles Dunn's 1994 zoning map. Its lines sharp. The boundaries don't match, I say, my engineer's eye catching the fraud. Russell's stealing Bryce's flagpole on paper. My jaw locks, plotting like I'm drafting a blueprint. We sift through records, the room heavy with paper's texture, dust clinging to my fingers. I uncover a covenant addendum dated 3 months back when I was in Spokane. It claims I seeded the flagpole, my signature accrued fake, like a botched weld. This is fraud, I say, voice low, urgent. Nolan snaps photos, his camera clicking like a ratchet. This'll blaze online, he says, my pulse surges. Russell's not just bullying, he's a thief. Rigging the system. Nolan's vlog could torch this, but I need hard proof first. Miles calls, voice steady as steel. Come to my shop, he says. Got evidence. His office smells of ink, rusted metal like my flagpole's own scent. He hands me a 1994 covenant. It's paper-aged, but clear. Your grandfather locked this flagpole, he says. No HOA can touch it. My grandfather's handwriting is bold, unyielding as a steel beam. Russell's dodging this, I say. Miles nods. He's got Councilman Trent Sawyer in his pocket. Watch your back. My chest burns. Russell's not just after Bryce's flagpole. He's bought the county. I head to the flagpole, the field air sharp with dust, oil. The bolts scratched, a half-inch deep, bare fresh marks. My trail cam footage, checked on my tablet, shows 2 khaki-clad goons loosening bolts at 1 a.m., their faces sharp in moonlight. My blood pounds. This is Russell's sabotage, framing Bryce to claim the pole. I save the clip, my grandfather's voice echoing, "Spot the flaw, Wade." I do. Russell's scheme hinges on Bryce's work, his legacy. Back at the workshop, I study the covenant. It's paper heavy with history, every boundary mine. Nolan texts, posted the forged amendment online. It's viral. I check his vlog, comments raging against crooked HOAs. My phone buzzes, an anonymous email. You're in deep, Carter, it reads. Suspicion grips me. Are they watching my flagpole? The fields stand still, but my gut screams they're close. I set up another trail cam, hidden in the brush, its lens pinpoint as a laser. That night, I stake out the flagpole, the field air crisp, dark. My tablet's linked to the cam. At 2 a.m., 3 figures slink in, tools glinting, scraping at the bolts again. The air carries a solvent sting, like they're staging more damage. My cam catches their faces, one, the wiry goon from the HOA meeting. My heart races, but I stay hidden, recording. This is the proof to bury Russell, save Bryce, protect his legacy. I'm an engineer, Nolan's ally, wired to fix what's broken. Russell thinks he's safe, bribing officials, rigging Bryce's flagpole. He's wrong. I'll bolt his lies to dust. Russell Vance's email, "You're in deep, Carter," sears my mind like a shorted fuse. The trail cam footage of his goons loosening my flagpole's bolts burning like a torch. The Crestwood fields lie dark, the pole's steel unyielding. Bryce is asleep, his grit my steel. Ever had a bully attack your livelihood? Drop a comment. I'm Wade Carter, 42, retired engineer, and I'm ready to fight back. Morning breaks, raw and cold. I'm at the flagpole site, dust swirling, when a khaki-clad enforcer nails a notice to a post. Its weight heavy in my hand. $100,000, 0 cents fine for property violations, it reads, bold as a bad weld. My phone buzzes. A client, voice tight. Wade? HOA called, said you're trouble, might cancel the contract. My fists clench, knuckles white as steel. Russell's not just after Bryce's flagpole, he's gutting my engineering deals, my craft. I stride to town, the air thick with frost, oil tang. Russell's hosting a community event by the flagpole site. Crestwood HOA signs staked like cheap props, their gloss mocking Bryce's work. Neighbors mill about, faces uneasy, swayed by Russell's lies. He stands on a stage, suit crisp, preaching harmony standards. Crestwood thrives under our rules, he says, smirking, his aftershave sharp in the breeze. My pulse hammers like a drill. He's turning my flagpole into a sideshow to justify his theft. Night falls, the field air biting with a winter chill. I'm at the flagpole checking bolts when I hear metal scrape, bolt scratches, deliberate. 3 enforcers, fake badges glinting under moonlight, are at the pole, prying at bolts like they're gutting my soul. "Step back, Carter," the wiry one sneers, Russell's venom in his voice. "This pole's HOA property now." I laugh, cold, my engineer's savvy kicking in. "You're on my land," I say, pulling my tablet showing Bryce's welding logs. "Your violations are off by a mile. Touch my bolts, and your case snaps like brittle steel." My stance is firm, wrench in hand, 20 years of precision behind me. They hesitate, eyes flicking, then slink off, leaving fresh scratches on the bolts. My phone rings again, another client, voice shaky. "Wade, HOA's saying your pole's unsafe, I'm out." My teeth grind, the night chill sinking into my bones. Russell's strangling my contracts, trying to break me. I head back to the flagpole, the air heavy with dust, heat from my anger. The bolts, scratched and misaligned, scream sabotage. Paranoia grips me. Are they rigging the pole to fall? I check my trail cam, hidden in the brush, its lens sharp as a laser, ready to catch their next move. At Bryce's, a new sign scars the post. Crestwood HOA property, no flags. My scoff is bitter, like oil on the tongue. Russell's event tonight pushed community standards, but it's a front to fleece us. Bryce joins me, eyes fierce despite his cane. "They can't take it, Wade," he says, voice low, steady as a clamped bolt. I nod, hand on his arm. Nolan's vlog could shatter this fraud, but Russell doesn't know our tie. I see Bryce, hand steady on those welds, teaching me to fight, to build. His flagpoles are blood. Russell's HOA is a flimsy rig, and I know rigs. I meet Nolan at the diner, coffee and grease thick in the air. "Russell's running a racket," he says, showing online posts about forged HOAs. I slide him the covenant. "They're faking rules," I say. "Bryce's flagpole's the start." Nolan's eyes spark. "Let's gut him," he says. My phone buzzes, a message: "Quit now or Bryce is next." The diner's hum fades, my pulse loud. Russell thinks he can scare me, threaten Bryce, kill my craft. He's wrong. I'm an engineer, Nolan's ally, and I'll bolt his scam to dust. Russell Vance's message, "Quit now or Bryce is next," crackles like a frayed cable in my mind. The trail cam footage of his goons scraping my flagpole's bolts fuels my resolve, hot as a welder's arc. The Crestwood fields lie still, the pole's steel unyielding. Bryce is asleep, his grip my anchor. Ever had a bully try to crush your legacy? Drop a comment. I'm Wade Carter, 42, retired engineer, and I'm tearing into Russell's scam. I meet Nolan at his apartment, the air thick with coffee's tang, cables strewn like loose bolts. His laptop screen glow casts shadows, comments flooding his vlog, now at 6 million views. "We're rattling them," Nolan says, eyes sharp as a laser. I show him the forged covenant addendum, my signature a shoddy fake, like a bad weld. "Russell's claiming my flagpole," I say. Nolan pulls up a hacked email chain. "Russell to Councilman Trent Sawyer. Funds secured," one reads. "Clear Carter's pole." My jaw locks. Russell's bribing officials to steal my property? Nolan's vlog could gut this, but I need ironclad proof. We dig deeper, Nolan's fingers flying over keys, the room heavy with attic dust from old drives. The emails reveal Sheriff Owen Blake's blackmail, Russell holding a 2020 zoning deal over him. "Neutralize Carter," Russell wrote, cold as a steel beam. My stomach twists. The county's corrupt. Bryce's flagpole the target. Nolan saves the emails, voice low. "This is dynamite," he says. "But we need more." I nod, my engineer's mind mapping the load. Russell's scheme hinges on Bryce's work, and I'm set to snap it. Miles Dunn calls, voice firm as a steel brace. "Meet me at my shop," he says. "Got proof." His office smells of ink, rusted metal, like my flagpole's scent. He hands me a USB drive, his hands rough from zoning fights. "Seth Parker got this from Russell's office," Miles says. I plug it into my tablet, grainy footage but clear, showing Russell and 2 goons shifting flagpole markers at night, tools glinting. Seth's voice whispers, "Filmed this last month." My pulse surges like a drill hitting steel. This nails Russell to his theft. I head to the flagpole, the field air sharp with dust oil. The bolts scratched a half-inch deep bear fresh scars. My trail cam footage checked on my tablet shows two khaki-clad goons loosening bolts at 2 a.m., their faces sharp in moonlight. My blood pounds. They're staging damage to frame Bryce. I save the clip, my grandfather's voice echoing. Spot the flaw, Wade. I do. Russell's plot needs Bryce's work. Back at the workshop, I study the 1994 Covenant, its paper heavy as a ledger's weight, every boundary mine. Nolan texts. Emails are online, it's blowing up. I check his vlog. Comments raging against crooked HOAs. My phone buzzes, an anonymous email. You're done, Carter, it reads. Suspicion grips me. Are they watching my flagpole? The fields stand still, but my gut screams they're near. I set up another trail cam, hidden in the underbrush, its lens pinpoint as a caliper. That night, I stake out the flagpole, the field air crisp dark. My tablet's linked to the cam. At 1 a.m., 3 figures slink in, tools glinting, scraping at the bolts, again the air sharp with solvent sting, like they're planning another frame-up. My cam catches their faces, one the wiry goon from the HOA briefing. My heart races, but I stay hidden, recording. This is the proof to bury Russell, save Bryce, protect his legacy. I'm an engineer, Nolan's ally, built to fix what's broken. Russell thinks he's safe, bribing officials, rigging Bryce's flagpole. He's wrong. I'm ready to bolt his machine to dust. Russell Vance's email, "You're done, Carter," crackles like a stripped gear, but the trail cam footage of his goons loosening my flagpole's bolts has me locked in, ready to tear his lies apart. The Crestwood fields lie dark, the poles steel unyielding. Bryce is asleep, his grit fueling me. Nolan Hayes' vlog, at 6 million views, has eyes on us. Ever faced a liar in a crowd? Drop a comment. This is my stand. The town hall is packed, a courtroom rigged by Russell's HOA, the air thick with polish, tension. Chairs creak under neighbors' weight, faces tight, caught in Russell's web. He stands at a podium, suit crisp as a fresh weld, gavel gleaming. Sheriff Owen Blake guards the door, badge glinting, eyes flickering. Nolan's in the back, live streaming, his lens locked on me. Miles Dunn sits nearby, hands steady as a steel beam. Seth Parker's in the crowd, tense but alert. I grip my tablet loaded with the 1994 Covenant, forged addendum, bribe emails, Seth's marker-moving footage, and trail cam evidence. Russell's scam ends tonight. Russell bangs his gavel, sharp as a hammer. "Order," he shouts. Carter's flagpole threatens our harmony. The crowd murmurs, swayed by his lies about structural hazards. I stand, voice calm, engineering precision cutting through. "This flagpole is mine," I say, raising the Covenant. Russell forged documents sabotaged Bryce's bolts. I flash the tablet showing the forged addendum, my signature a clumsy fake. Whispers ripple, faces shifting. Russell's smirk falters. "Sit down, Carter," he snaps. "Your papers are void." I press on, projecting Nolan's emails. "Russell bribed Councilman Trent Sawyer," I say. "Stole my flagpole for profit." The screen shows Russell's words. "Funds secured. Clear, Carter." Gasps erupt, neighbors leaning forward. Trent bolts for the door, but eyes follow. I place Seth's footage, Russell altering markers at night, tools glinting. "He sabotaged Bryce's work," I say. The crowd stirs, voices rising. Seth stands, voice clear as a laser. "I signed Russell's petition under threat," he says. "He leaned on my shop." The room explodes, neighbors shouting, some angry, others doubting. Russell slams his gavel, face red as raw steel. "Lies," he yells. "Carter's a danger." I'm not done. I play the trail cam footage, goons loosening bolts, solvent stench rising. The crowd roars, some leaping up, pointing at the screen. Miles yells, "You deceived us, Vance!" Russell's gavel freezes, his face paling like rusted metal. Owen steps forward, hesitant. "Is this true, Russell?" he says, voice low, badge heavy. The air's electric. Neighbors turning on their bully. Nolan's live stream spikes, comments flooding. "Expose him," one reads. I nod to Miles, who signals Seth. Seth speaks again, voice steady. "Russell's amendment's named Cole Ramsey," he says, "but Ramsey's missing." The crowd murmurs louder, doubts swelling like a warped beam. My grandfather's voice echoes, "Spot the flaw, Wade." I'm breaking Russell's rig. He pivots, voice slick as oil. "We face a crisis," he says, waving a report. "Carter's flagpole is a hazard. It's failing." The crowd gasps, fear creeping back. Owen nods, forced to comply. I step closer, voice sharp as a caliper. That's a lie, I say. Russell staged it. My covenant's solid. I flash the covenant again. This protects Bryce's flagpole. Seth nods, bolder now. I saw Russell's goons at the flagpole, he says. The room splits, some shouting support, others clinging to Russell's lies. Nolan's camera catches Russell's sweat, his vlog hitting 7 million views. Russell bangs his gavel, voice cutting. Meeting adjourned, he snaps. His goons lurch toward me, but Miles's stare stops them cold. Owen looks away, torn. I stride out, the field air sharp, crowd's shouts fading. My phone buzzes. A text from RV. Your flagpole's a hazard, Carter. Bryce is to blame. My pulse races, but I'm steady. Russell's cracking, and I'm ready to bolt his scam apart. Russell Vance's text, your flagpole's a hazard, Carter. Bryce is to blame, sears my mind like a snapped cable. The trail cam footage of his goons scarring my flagpole's bolts, fueling a rage hot as a forge. The Crestwood fields loom dark, the pole steel unyielding. Bryce sleeps, his grit my anchor. Ever been framed for a lie that cuts deep? Drop a comment. Russell's HOA is desperate, and I'm ready to break their game. Morning cracks open, harsh and raw. News vans swarm the flagpole site, cameras glaring like vultures. The air stinks of fresh pole scratches, gouges deep as betrayal. Russell stands with a crowd, megaphone blaring, his suit crisp despite the chaos. Carter's flagpole is unsafe, he shouts, voice slick as grease. Bryce built a death trap. Residents clutch protect our harmony signs, their faces twisted with fear, blocking my path like a human wall. My fists tighten, knuckles white as steel. I'm Wade Carter, 42, retired engineer, and this flagpole, Bryce's pride, is no hazard. Russell's staging a frame-up, and the stakes just skyrocketed. I shove through the crowd, their shouts pounding like drills. Fix it, Carter! Tear it down! A reporter jabs a mic at me, eyes hungry. Mr. Carter, is your pole a danger? I glare, voice steady as a level. Russell's lying, I say. He rigged this. The crowd jeers, signs waving, but Nolan Hayes is in the back, his camera rolling, catching every word. His vlog, now at 7 million views, is my lifeline. I text him, post the tampering footage now. He nods, fingers swift. The field sun burns, the air thick with tension, solvent traces stinging my nose. I reach the flagpole, crowd parting like split metal, the scratches raw, deliberate. Russell pushes forward, waving a fake report, his smirk cold as a steel bolt. Test confirmed structural failure, he says, cameras eating it up. The crowd gasps, turning on me, their shouts louder, angrier. My jaw locks, rage boiling like overheated oil. He's winning with fear, framing Bryce to bury us. Nolan's footage, now live, flashes on my tablet. Russell's enforcers hacking bolts at 2 a.m., solvent bottles glinting. I hold it up, voice cutting through the din. This is Russell's work! The crowd falters, murmurs rippling, but the signs still block me, neighbors too scared to break ranks. I check the flagpole, the bolts scarred, weld solid despite the sabotage. The crowd's shouts fade, but the solvent smell lingers, planted by Russell's goons. My trail cam hidden in the brush recorded it all, but timing's everything. I'll use it when it hurts most. Paranoia claws me, are they watching my every move? The fields feel like a trap, the crowd's eyes sharp as screws. My grandfather taught me to spot flaws, and Russell's frame-up as flimsy as tin. I slip away to Miles Dunn's shop, the air heavy with ink, rusted metal. His face is stern, eyes like a caliper's point. Russell's pushing a seizure order, he says. Trent Sawyer's backing him. I show him the trail cam footage, enforcers caught red-handed. This buries Russell, I say, fists tight. Miles nods, voice gruff. We need a bold move, he says. Seth's testimony could sway them, but let's hit harder. My mind races, the Billboard-sized flag plan taking shape, massive, legal, a defiance to shatter Russell's lies. We'll raise a flag they can't ignore, I say, on their fence. Miles grins, sharp as a fresh weld. I'm in, he says, handing me a zoning clause to back it. The air hums with dust, resolve. Bryce's flagpole, his legacy is mine to defend. Russell's desperate, faking damage to steal it, but his rig's cracking. Nolan's vlog, Seth's courage, Miles's map. They're my tools. My phone buzzes, a threat from RV, quit now or Bryce is next. My laugh is bitter, defiant. Russell thinks he can scare me, frame Bryce, kill my craft. He's wrong. I'm an engineer, and I'll bolt his scam to dust. Russell Vance's threat, quit now or Bryce's necks, fizzles like a bad weld, but the trail cam footage of his goons scarring my flagpole's bolts has me locked in, ready to bolt his lies down. The Crestwood fields unyielding, the pole's steel unyielding. Bryce sleeps, his grit my anchor. Ever turned a bully's game against them? Drop a comment. I'm Wade Carter, 42, retired engineer, and I'm building a billboard-sized flag to shatter Russell's HOA. I rally local welders through Nolan Hayes' vlog, now at 8 million views, his platform a spotlight for my fight. Crestwood's flagpole is mine, I say to his camera, voice steady as a steel beam. Russell's HOA is a scam, and we're proving it. Welders from the county sign up, eager to craft a massive flag and reinforced pole to plant on the HOA's fence. At the county office, I secure permits, the clerk's stamp cracking like a hammer on steel. The 1994 covenant, its paper heavy in my hand, locks my flagpole as untouchable. Russell's fake rules can't touch this. The fabrication day dawns, my workshop alive with the clang of metal, welding sparks flying like fireflies. Fabric rustles as we stitch a flag the size of a billboard, its stars and stripes bold enough to dwarf Russell's signs. Residents gather, jaws dropping, their Protect Our Harmony signs forgotten. Russell stands at the HOA's edge, suit rumpled, face pale as rusted iron. I test the flag's rigging, cables taut, the poles steel gleaming. This is my flagpole, I shout, and Russell's HOA has no power here. The crowd murmurs, awed, some nodding, others glaring, torn by Russell's lies. I pull Nolan aside, the metals clang a steady pulse. The flag's legal, I say, showing him the 1994 covenant, its edges worn but solid, tied to my grandfather's zoning, untouchable by Russell's forged rules. Nolan grins, his camera catching the welder's sparks, fabric rustling like a storm. This'll bury him, he says, uploading clips to his vlog, comments exploding. Raise it high, Wade. The air's thick with defiance, the covenant's weight in my pocket grounding me like a steel brace. Russell storms forward, flanked by 2 enforcers, their khaki badges glinting like cheap screws. You're done, Carter, he yells, voice cracking over the welding din. I laugh, cold, my engineer's savvy sharp. Check the covenant, Russell, I say, holding it high. Your rules are fake, your fines are dust. I point to the welder's cables taut, flag rippling. This flag's alive and your scam's dead. The crowd shifts, some cheering, others uneasy, Russell's grip slipping like a loose bolt. Miles Dunn steps up, voice gruff as a rusted hinge. Russell's codes are forged, he says. He's stealing Carter's flagpole. Seth Parker, bolder now, joins in. I saw Russell's goons at the flagpole, he says, voice clear over the sparks. The residents split, some waving fists, others dropping their signs, doubt cracking their fear. Nolan's vlog surges, clips of the flag and Russell's sweat going viral. I head to the workshop. The air heavy with fabrics rustle, welders sparks. My trail cam set, ready for Russell's next move, its lens sharp as a caliper. The field vibrates with the clang of metal, my stance firm as steel. Russell's enforcers glare, hands twitching, but they're outmatched. The flag's legal, my covenant ironclad, my welders a wall of steel. Bryce would grin at this, his flagpole, his legacy, soaring back at the HOA's lies. Nolan's camera catches the crowd's shift, the welder's sparks, my defiance. My phone buzzes, a text from RV. You'll regret this, Carter. My laugh is sharp, unyielding. Russell thinks he can scare me, frame Bryce, kill my craft. He's wrong. I'm an engineer, Miles' ally, and this flag's my fortress. I'll bolt his scam to dust. Russell Vance's text, you'll regret this, Carter, fades like a dull weld, but the billboard-sized flag, now stitched and ready, fuels my resolve like a sparked torch. The Crestwood fields hum with anticipation, the flagpole's steel unyielding. Bryce sleeps, his grit my anchor. Ever rallied a community to fight back? Drop a comment. I'm Wade Carter, 42, retired engineer, and I'm organizing a flag-raising event to bury Russell's HOA. I coordinate with Seth Parker and Miles Dunn, my allies, to stage a community flag raising on the HOA's fence. We'll raise it high, I tell them, voice steady as a steel beam. Neighbors sign up, drawn by the massive flag's defiance, skeptical ones wavering as word spreads. Nolan Hayes' vlog, now at 8 million views, hypes the event, his camera catching the buzz. Crestwoods with Wade, he posts, comments flooding. Raise that flag! I secure final permits at the county office. The clerk stamps sharp. The 1994 covenant locking my rights. Russell's forged rules can't stop this. The preparation day dawns, the workshop alive with fabrics rustle, welding sparks crackling as we reinforce the pole. The flag, massive as a billboard, ripples in the breeze, stars and stripes bold enough to shame Russell's signs. Neighbors gather, murmurs rising like a low hum, some skeptical, others eager. Russell's enforcers lurk nearby, spying, their khaki badges glinting like cheap bolts. I test the rigging, cables taut, the poles steel, gleaming under the sun. This flag's ours, I shout, and Russell's HOA can't touch it. The crowd stirs, murmurs growing, some nodding, others hesitant. Russell's lie is still lingering. I pull Nolan aside, the welding sparks a steady pulse. The event's legal, I say, showing the covenant its paper heavy as truth. Tied to my grandfather's zoning, untouchable. Nolan grins, his camera catching the flag's ripple, sparks flying like defiance. This'll end him, he says, uploading clips to his vlog, comments soaring. Make it epic, Wade. The air's thick with hope, the crowd's murmurs a rising tide. Miles steps up, voice gruff. Russell's enforcers are watching, he says. Stay sharp. I nod, the covenant's weight in my pocket grounding me like a steel brace. Russell's goons creep closer, eyes sharp, but I'm ready. I rally the neighbors, organizing volunteers to hoist the flag, their hands steady on cables. Seth Parker joins, voice clear. I'm with Wade, he says, drawing cheers from the crowd. The field vibrates with welding sparks, the flag's fabric rustling like a storm. Nolan's vlog surges, clips of the preparation going viral, hitting 9 million views. I check the flagpole, the bolts solid despite Russell's sabotage attempts. My trail cam set, lens sharp, ready for their next move. The air hums with anticipation, my stance firm as steel. Russell's enforcers glare, hands twitching, but they're outmatched. The event's legal, my covenant ironclad, my neighbors a growing force. Bryce would grin at this, his flagpole, his legacy about to soar. Nolan's camera catches the crowd swell, the sparks, my resolve. My phone buzzes, an anonymous threat. Stop this, or you're done. My laugh is sharp, defiant, cutting through the field's hum. Russell thinks he can scare me, frame Bryce, kill my craft. He's wrong. I meet Seth at the workshop, the air heavy with fabric's rustle. Resolve. We're raising it tomorrow, I say. Let's make it loud. Seth nods, his eyes fierce. Bryce, be proud, he says. The flag's ready, the pole reinforced, the community rallying. Russell's HOA is a shaky rig, and I know rigs. Nolan's vlog, Miles's maps, Seth's courage. They're my tools. The fields pulse with the crowd's murmurs, the welding sparks fading into dusk. I'm an engineer, Seth's ally, and this flag's my fortress. Russell's scam is cracking, and I'm ready to raze it to the ground. Russell Vance's threat, stop this or you're done, fizzles like a bad weld, but the billboard-sized flag, now ready to soar, fuels my resolve like a sparked arc. The Crestwood fields pulse with life, the flagpoles steel unyielding. Bryce sleeps, his grit my anchor. Nolan Hayes' vlog at 9 million views has the world watching. Ever crushed a bully's lies in front of a crowd? Drop a comment. I'm Wade Carter, 42, retired engineer, and today I'm raising a flag to bury Russell's HOA. The flag raising event roars to life on the HOA's fence, the massive flag rippling, stars and stripes dwarfing the fields. Hundreds of residents cheer, their shouts a thunderous hum, the air thick with fabric's rustle, welding sparks still lingering from the pole's build. Russell stands at the HOA's edge, suit crumpled, face pale as rusted steel. Sheriff Owen Blake lingers, badge glinting, eyes tense. Nolan's live streaming, his lens locked on me. Miles Dunn stands close, hands steady as a steel beam. Seth Parker's in the crowd, gaze sharp. I grip my tablet, loaded with the 1994 Covenant, forged addendum, bribe emails, Seth's marker moving footage and trail cam evidence of bolt sabotage. Russell's reign ends now. I climb a platform, flag rippling behind me, voice cutting through like a laser. This flagpole is mine, I shout, raising the covenant. Russell forged documents, sabotaged Bryce's bolts. I flash the tablet, the forged addendum glaring, my signature a clumsy fake. Residents roar, neighbors murmur, shock rippling like a taut cable. Russell's smirk collapses. "Nonsense," he shouts, voice cracking over the crowd. "Your claims are invalid." I project Nolan's emails. "Russell bribed Councilman Trent Sawyer," I say. "Stole my flagpole for profit." The screen shows Russell's words. "Funds secured. Clear Carter." Gasps erupt. Neighbors leaning forward. Trent bolts for his car, but residents block him, eyes hard as steel. I play Seth's footage. Russell shifting markers at night, tools glinting. "He sabotaged Bryce's work," I say. The crowd roars, voices rising. Seth stands, voice clear as a caliper. "I signed Russell's petition under duress," he says. "He threatened my shop." Residents shout, neighbors arguing. Russell screams, "Lies, Carter's a menace." I hit play on the trail cam footage. Goons loosening bolts, solvent stench rising. The crowd erupts, some charging forward, signs falling. Miles yells, "You deceived us, Vance!" Russell's face pales, his megaphone limp. Owen steps forward, hesitant. "Is this true, Russell?" he says, voice low. The air's electric, residents united in rebellion. Nolan's livestream spikes, comments flooding. "Bury him, Wade!" I nod to Miles, who signals the gate. Cole Ramsey, the missing clerk, strides in with Seth and 2 county deputies, faces grim. "Russell framed me for fraud," Cole says, handing deputies a ledger. Russell's bribes circled. The crowd gasps, outrage swelling like a snapped beam. Russell stammers, "This is a setup!" His voice is frail, a broken hinge. Miles steps up, voice gruff. "Russell embezzled HOA funds," he says, "forged amendments to steal Wade's flagpole." The crowd roars louder, residents waving fists. Owen nods, badge heavy. "Russell blackmailed me," he admits. "Threatened my job." Cheers explode, hands clapping. Owen's truth. I march to the fence, the flag soaring high. "This flag's mine," I shout. "Russell's scam ends here." Residents roar, flag rippling. Deputies cuff Russell, the snap of steel crisp, cold. "Russell Vance, you're under arrest for fraud, racketeering, bribery," one says. Nolan's camera catches Russell's defeat, his vlog hitting 10 million views. My grandfather's voice echoes, "Stand for it, Wade." I did. Bryce's flagpole, his legacy, stands tall. The flag's a triumph, a monument to justice. Bryce joins me, eyes proud. "We did it, son," he says. I nod, hand on his arm. The crowd cheers, residents saluting. HOA dissolution demanded. My phone buzzes, a text from an unknown number. "This isn't over, Carter." I smirk, unyielding. I'm an engineer, Miles is ally, and this flag's my fortress. I walked the Crestwood fields at dawn, the flagpole's steel gleaming under the rising sun, a quiet defiance etched in its welds. Bryce, 68, shuffles beside me, his cane tapping the earth like a steady wrench. Russell Vance's 10-year sentence is a distant echo, his scam scattered like rust. The Billboard-sized flag, soaring on the HOA's fence, stands as our victory. Ever fought a battle that lingers in your bones? Drop a comment. I'm Wade Carter, 42, retired engineer, and I'm braced for more. Bryce's eyes, bright as polished steel, trace the flagpole silhouette. Your grandpa built this, I say, kneeling by a bolt, its metal cool under my fingers. Taught me to stand for it. Bryce nods, his grip firm on the cane, pride etched in his weathered face. This is ours, I say, pointing to the welds, solid as our bloodline. No one takes it. He grins, fierce, a spark of the man who showed me how to drive a bolt true. My grandfather's lessons flow through us. Calculate twice, build once, stand unyielding. I pass them to Bryce, his gaze soaking it in, the flagpole a testament to our roots. The flagpole's restored, its steel gleaming, a community symbol now. A webcam, Nolan's idea, streams its victory to millions, the feed alive with comments cheering our fight. The air carries the flag's flutter, crisp and clean, the field stretching wide under a sky vast as hope. I walk its base, boots crunching earth, the bolts unyielding under my touch. It's more than a pole. It's our story, welded in defiance, a beacon for anyone fighting back. The cost was heavy. Sleepless nights, harassment, stress, like a warped beam snapping. Russell's lies, his goons' scratches tested every nerve, but it was worth it. Bryce's flagpole, my grandfather's legacy, sparked this fire. My engineering deals are back, clients buzzing, my name clear as a straight weld. The community's whole again, neighbors nodding in respect, their fear gone. This flagpole, these bolts, they're my blood, my home, proof we can outlast any storm. My phone buzzes, pulling me from the moment. An email, no sender name, lands like a stray screw. Carter won this round. We're watching. The words carry Russell's venom, cold and cryptic, hinting at his allies lurking in the shadows. I glance at the fields, calm under dawn's light, my pulse steady as a caliper's point. I laugh, low, defiant, the sound cutting through the morning chill. Let them watch. My trail cams are set, the 1994 covenant locked tight, my resolve sharper than a fresh weld. I face the webcam, its lens steady, the flagpole steel behind me. This is Crestwood, I say, voice clear. My grandfather's dream, my fight. Russell Vance came for our legacy, lied and lost. Bryce's flagpole stands proud, proof we can beat the bullies. If your HOA's pushing, don't bend, fight back. Share your stories below, stand proud. The feed's live, viewers climbing, their cheers, a distant hum. Bryce waves, his grin bright, a spark in the twilight. The flagpole pulses, its flags flutter alive, steel gleaming under the rising sun. The fields stretch endless, the flagpole a sentinel against the dawn. Bryce pauses, cane tapping. They'll try again, he says, voice low, steady. I nod, covenant in my pocket, heavy with truth. The stars fade, but Bryce's fire burns, bright as our legacy. My grandfather fought for this place, turned steel into a story. I fought for him, for Bryce, for us. The flagpole's mine, ours, unbreakable. Hillview HOA can scheme, but they'll crack like brittle metal. I'm an engineer, ready for what's next, my hands steady, my heart full. The Crestwood fields glow under a sunset's amber light, the flagpole's steel standing tall, its billboard-size flag rippling in the breeze. Russell Vance's 10-year sentence is a faded scar, his scams dust in the wind. The flag, a towering symbol, marks our triumph. Bryce rests, his grit, my anchor. Ever fought a fight that changed everything? Share your HOA battles below. I'm Wade Carter, 42, retired engineer, and this flagpole story isn't just mine, it's ours. I check the webcam feed streaming Crestwood to thousands. Nolan Hayes' idea, it's a window to our truth. His vlog now at 11 million views. His documentary Breaking the HOA, funded by those millions, launches tonight, detailing Russell's fraud, forged amendments, bribes. Nolan's voice crackles through my phone. Wade, he says, it's funding legal aid for HOA victims nationwide. I nod, pride swelling like a weld-cooled true. The flagpole's not just my stand, it's a beacon, a call for anyone fighting back. The webcam catches the flag, its stripes bold under the fading sun, a patriotic symbol open to all. Neighbors wander in, drawn to its story, the 1994 covenant locking it tight against any threat. Old man Miles Dunn stops by, his face warm as polished steel. You gave us courage, he says, gripping my hand callous as rough. The air hums with the flag's flutter, grilled steak aromas drifting from a neighbor's cookout. No fear lingers, no rustle to cast shadows. I think of Seth, Owen, Bryce, their risks, their truths. This fight was for Bryce, my grandfather, for all of us. I sit by the flagpole, bolts cool under my boots, the sunset's glow painting the fields red. My tablet pings with emails from strangers, folks battling their own Russell Vance. How'd you do it, one asks. I record a voice memo, voice steady as a caliper. Get proof, I say. Covenants, footage, allies, fight sharp, don't bend. My grandfather's words guide me. Stand for it, Wade. I knew my ground. The flagpole, its welds, Bryce's legacy. I crushed Russell's lies with Miles' maps, Nolan's vlog, my own hands. Nolan's documentary plays on my tablet, clips of our showdown, Seth's testimony, Cole Ramsey's ledger, Russell's arrest, sparking cheers. Comments flood in, thousands sharing stories. HOA fined me $60,000, 0 cents, for offense, one reads. Inspired to fight, another says, my chest tightens, like a bolt driven true. The flagpole's legacy ignited this, its flags flutter alive, steel gleaming under the dusk. I'm an engineer, not a hero, but I showed what's possible when you stand firm. Bryce shuffles up, asking about the welds, his laughter bright as a summer drill's hum. You'll learn this, I say, grinning. The sunset gilds the flag, unyielding, a testament to my grandfather's vision. The fight cost me sleepless nights, stress like a snapped cable, but the reward's here. Neighbors united. My engineering deals back, the flagpole alive. The law's on my side, my covenant ironclad. Hillview's threats are ash. I face the webcam, lens steady, the flag stripes behind me. This is Crestwood, I say, voice clear. My grandfather's dream, my fight. Russell Vance stole, lied, lost. HOA's bully, but you can stop them. Get proof, stand proud, don't quit. Your fight counts, share below. Stop the tyrants. The feed's live, viewers soaring, Bryce's laughter echoing. The fields glow, the flagpole stands, its flags flutter rich, a symbol of our strength. I'm an engineer, Nolan's ally, ready for any new fight. Keep fighting,